here with Harry Hardwick and still Cage Warriors featherweight world champion. Harry, you want to make a statement. This was the biggest test of your career. I would say mission accomplished. What do you think?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there was a ropey moment or two in the first. That man hit hard. As much as you can prepare and visualize and drill, there is all, when someone who is a bona fide knockout artist who's put probably dozens of people in his life to sleep with the power in his hands. When you feel that for the first time, there is a moment of, oh damn. But my training was good. I had good training partners. We prepared well. I did the appropriate things to put myself right back in the fight when the bad things happen. And I stayed calm. I stayed composed. He landed some solid body shots in the first round, some really hard ones. Obviously, I'm used to George hitting us with him, but I was also I could see his back and his shoulders and everything tense up, and I could feel his breathing. I was like, okay, this is taking as much out of you as it's taking out of me. Keep throwing them.
And I mean, you did say that you want to test his power, you psycho. I guess, careful what you wish for, right?
I mean,
was it as bad as you expected?
I wouldn't necessarily. Did I say I want to test it? God,
I just say you want to test his power.
Pre-fight,
I was impressed.
Pre-fight me is stupid. No, I was because obviously any anxiety anyone gets before fights typically is the fear of the unknown, and once I'd got in there and felt it, then I was like, oh okay, this is bad, but okay, I can work through this. I had some really solid, tough rounds in fight camp. I had some great sparring partners. Massive shout out to Kieran Salvin, big kickboxer from Hartlepool, and a huge shout out to Luke Squeaky Westwood. The only guy to beat me at amateur in MMA. We fought each other 3 different times in 3 different combat sports back in the day. We had a little mini rivalry, but he's came out of the woodwork, sparred for me this fight camp, did an amazing impression of Keveni Lopez, helped me get well prepared. So Squeaky, I owe you a Palmo from Manjaro's. And obviously, yeah, George.
And, you handed him his first defeat since 2017. That's huge.
Just tell me I'm not one of the best fighters in the world. Tell me it now. Tell me I don't deserve to be on the biggest stage. I have just stopped, won 10-8 rounds against and stopped a guy from Nova União on an 11-fight winning streak who was a champion in multiple weight classes in multiple other organizations, and I just stopped him. I 10-8'd him, I battered him, and I stopped him. Tell me I'm not one of the best fighters in the world. George is back. George came through so much after that Contender Series thing where we made loads of mistakes in the prep and the traveling and all that. He had the jaw break and he come back and he just pitched an absolute shutout against a really tough guy in September. We are coming. We are not going anywhere. We are 2 of the premier fighters in the world of MMA. Tell us otherwise. Tell us otherwise. And up the borough. And
you said the game plan, was to, avoid diffuse his power. What was the offensive game plan? Did you have to make any adjustments?
It wasn't as much about. I couldn't kick as much as I wanted to because he was really good at timing the little. Well, not little. He kicked the Carvalho horse. He booted like one of them. So I couldn't actually kick with him as much because his kicks were just timed really well. The jab worked really well. And then, the last fight, I ate the spinning back fist and blew a kiss and then got the finish. However, I was very annoyed that I let it land. This fight, I think every time he spun, I punished him for it. Yeah.
You grabbed the back as well.
Yeah, and then that just wore him down and broke him down. I knew towards the end of the first round I could feel his breathing, and then once I bust his nose, I knew that was affecting his breathing. Once you've been fighting for a while, you can sort of pick up on that, and you can listen to someone's breathing, and someone being tired has very different. There's a difference between someone breathing heavy and someone being tired. There's a little bit of panic. There's a little bit of a shallowness to it. And then when you're mixing that with him going because he kept inhaling his own blood and choking on it. I was like, all right, I know this guy's dying. This guy's drowning in here. I knew I had to be careful the start of every round. After the eye poke, which was bad, I was seeing double for a while. After that, I knew he took that as a rest, but I just I just stayed on him. I just stayed measured. I could have, do you know what? For that being round 4, I could have really ramped up the pace thinking about it now, but I stayed disciplined.
And as you said, you are world class. If the UFC didn't know your name before this fight, I mean, they have to know it now.
They have to know it now. And if they don't come calling, I think I'm going to sit down with Graham and I'm going to tell him that the perfect venue for Cage Warriors 200 is the Riverside Stadium in Middlesbrough. Never in Cage Warriors history have 2 brothers been champions simultaneously. I know what the venue hire is for the 3 Arena in Dublin. I would put my life savings that the venue hire for the Riverside is cheaper. There is no better time than now to do a stadium show for Cage Warriors to cement themselves as the premier MMA organization in Europe. We're the premier we are the premier MMA organization as far as talent, as far as fighters go, as far as level of competition go. But a stadium show would be really, really cool.
Okay. Last time your brother sat here, he sang us a song. Is there anything you'd like to sing or anything else you'd like to say? I wish
Love is like a high prison wall. You can leave me standing so tall. Oh, go.
Oh, no.
Always believe in your soul. You got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in you are gold. Gold. Now that you vow to return, something I could have learned. You're indestructible. Always believe in. Tony Hadley, if you need a replacement, I am available. If you're ever sick, I will cover for you.
As I said before, careful what you wish for. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Congratulations.
Oh, what have I just done?